Chip here, coming back at you with another video on this Thursday slate that is a bit better. Finally, some NBA games coming back into regular form, just a regular schedule, so we're gonna get some more picks out of that. I will do a recap on the slip that I sent out in yesterday's video. So we only had one play that was active yesterday, and unfortunately the Zomnu did not end up playing, so this pick grays out. And this reverts down to a nearest payout. So instead of going for a 6x here, we're gonna have to settle for going for a 3x. There is good news and bad news. So good news is the Shaheed play that we locked in yesterday actually turned into a goblin play on Prizepicks. So now they're discounting the payout, your total payout, if you get him in a slip, because he's favored to go over 2.5. Prizepicks finally caught up to the market, meaning that our read was correct. However, this John Collins play, we had him under 14.5 PRA. A lot of the books were favoring him to go for obviously under 14.5, and I believe some books had him at 13.5 from yesterday's video. And I just found out today that Harden's not going to be playing against OKC. So Collins' line got bumped up to 17.5 PRA. This is disastrous, okay? This is basically telling us that you could just play his under 17.5 now, and basically if he gets 15, 16, or 17, he crushes this line, but he'd cash out his new line under 17.5. So just a really unfortunate spot, I'd say, because we didn't know about the Harden news yesterday. Obviously, I was taking into account that everyone was healthy, which they were listed as on yesterday's depth chart for the Clippers. But unfortunately, Harden is not playing today versus OKC. There is a bright side to this game, though. Even without Harden, the Thunder are still 17.5 point favorites in this game at home versus the Clippers. So the good news is that Collins is a starter. So what that means, the logic there is that if OKC ends up proving the books right and they end up cleaning out the Clippers by whatever 17 or more points, there's no way Collins is going to see more than like, I don't know, 25 minutes as a starter for the Clippers, and then the Clippers are just going to empty out their bench, right? So that's what we're going to have to hope for here for this to cash. I know it's unfortunate that it's at the 14.5, but for those of you that locked it in, we're going to have to ride this out as is. But what? I'm kind of comfortable with that, only because OKC still heavy favorites even versus the Clippers. We're just going to jump right into the tools to start off a fresh slip for today's slate. As always, I'm using the tools from Parlayers, the Player Prop Optimizer, and the Sharp Money tool. The Player Prop Optimizer comparing the lines from Prizepicks back to other fantasy apps like Prizepicks, got Underdog Fantasy, DraftKings Pick 6, got better picks on the way, Sleeper Fantasy, all these new books dropping in the new year, so stay tuned for that. And we also got the Sharp Money tool, where we have the peer-to-peer exchanges, Novig, Prizepicks, and we compared those lines back to the Prizepicks lines to see where the sharp bettors with the multi-million-dollar projections and models are placing their money. So we want to be in the house's direction, right? Vegas's direction with all the major sports books, and we also want to be following the Sharp Money, as we like to call it, just to see where we should be placing our bets in which direction. So we could just start off, honestly, either tool is good. I usually start my strategy. I usually go for the Sharp Money tool. There's going to be more kind of condensed there's going to be more condensed picks, meaning that they really dial in, because there has to be a lot of confidence to support these picks. The sharp bettors got to be on the same direction, and so do the major books. So there's going to be less of volume on green here. However, I trust this tool as my starter, and then I compare it back to this Prop Optimizer tool just to see if they're offering the same line, if I could get it elsewhere, like on Underdog or DraftKings Pick 6. So we are going to start with, we're going to start with the Novig tool, or maybe even ProfitX, just to see if my play of the day that I posted is still here. And it is on the tool. We're going to see if Prizepicks ended up catching up to the market. But we have the Tyus Jones play of the day I sent out on all my socials, Discord, X, all that good stuff. The links will be in the description of this video. You guys should just check it out. It's free game that I give out, plus breakdowns on these picks, why I'm taking these picks for free on the daily. So you should definitely go check that out. And I sent out the play of the day for Tyus Jones, PRA, points, rebounds, assists, under 11.5. He's nearly a 55% odds favorite to hit, minus 138 across the market. He's a 10.5 on Fliff here. So we're already getting a discrepancy from his original 11.5 line. So we have that one PRA value to work with in our favor. And he's a plus 146 over on ProfitX. So the sharp bettors are offering this line at plus 146 plus money, right? So you get 40 cents, you get 46 cents on the dollar to take this over line. So basically, if you're getting incentive to take a play from the market, from an exchange, from a book, whatever, it's probably not a favored play, right? Because you'd be needing to pay more to get back a bit less, because that would be a favorite play. And that's what we're getting here on the under 11.5. But it's a good thing Prizepicks is a fixed payout. So no matter what, over under 11.5, we're getting the same payout regardless. And this is why we kind of like to attack these fixed payout systems like Prizepicks. So I'm going to see if Tyus is still on the board at 11.5 PRA. He is. I'm not sure how long this will stay on the board. I think Underdog Fantasy had this line when I posted it on my socials. They've since removed the line or discounted it on his under because they caught up to the market. So Prizepicks is lacking a bit here. This is why we use the tools to attack the discrepancies and kind of just the inefficiencies by Prizepicks when they leave these picks up. That's how we get our edge, and this is how ultimately we make money over the long term. So we're going to start with this Tyus Jones play under 11.5 PRA. Loving this spot over plus 146. That's a huge over for us. So I'm going to move quick because I want to lock in this play and get this video out as soon as possible for you guys. The next play is going to be Peyton Watson points under 12.5. I'm going to see if they have it on Novig. Maybe I'm more confidence was okay. No, so they actually have better odds to his over on Prizepicks. He's a plus 114. If you just go across the market, he's a minus 131. Parlayer's consensus favorite to his under. Again, this flip, we have another point discrepancy here with his line from Prizepicks, so that's good news. And we have another, not plus 146 there, but still plus 114 on his over from Prizepicks. So the sharp bettors are offering this line at plus 114. They want to be putting their money on his under 12.5, which is his favorite direction. So we're going to look for Peyton Watson and see if he's still on the board. Beautiful, he is. I checked the alternate lines just to see. I would love to see one at 13.5, and it pops up, meaning that Prizepicks is saying that he is favored to go for 13 or less points, and that's basically what we're getting here for his under 12.5. So even Prizepicks is kind of giving us even more confidence to play this pick. So I'm really liking these two plays. I just need one more to round it out, and so I'm really liking these two plays. And what? I forgot that there was a fight going on tomorrow night, Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul, this random fight that I forgot Prizepicks gave a free whatever discount. This is a free score. It's not even a discount, 0.5. This is almost, it's like 99.99 whatever percent to hit. You gotta grab these, obviously. So I'm just gonna round off the slip here because I really like these two plays and I want to move quick before Prizepicks ends up catching up. Tyus Jones recap, 11.5 PRA under. We got a book that had him at 10.5, and we had huge underdog plus money to his over on Prizepicks, so we're gonna have to take his under here, the favorite direction. Same deal with Watson. He had a book pricing him at 11.5. We had the demon line at 13.5 on Prizepicks, and we had decent plus money to his over 12.5 on Prizepicks. So again, we're gonna have to go with his under favorite direction. Then the free square here, you throw it in to round off a 6x. I am capped at $5. I'm not sure what other I think you could put 20 or 25 for newer users that haven't been limited like me on this Joshua free square. So you guys are more than welcome to max that out. In this case, I would, just because there's a free square in the slip. So if I could put 20 or 25 on this, I definitely would. So yeah, I'm going to do a recap on all the slips when they end up settling. But enjoy the picks, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.